You want to know the best parts about Black Ops 7's campaign? It'd be the comedy of it. Truly. Playing a solo game, beating a mission, and going into a story advancing cutscene only to see someone's mic pop up on the side of the screen talking over the whole cutscene.
No, don't exit the lobby, just pause, right?
Who the f are y'all?
How do you do that? Okay, how do you...
Mind you, I didn't know who these people were and how they got into my game. Or how about when I take a break and decide to press pause, only for the game to continue in the background and later kick me for inactivity in my solo game. These moments are things I can get over. It's a bit sad, but there are far worse scenarios we could be in.
I can't figure out Menendez without getting inside his fucking head. Salazar, you grew up in Nicaragua during his rise to power.
Tell me how this sounds to you. A Black Ops 2 sequel set 10 years later, continuing through the perspective of David Mason, a character who was a kid witnessing events like this.
Not like Woods. You will suffer with me.
Very dark and emotional, right? Moody in-game cutscenes that really leaves an impression on you. Well, this is what the BO2 sequel looks like.
Now suffer with me. Fuck you.
The Black Ops 7 campaign has been getting smeared by the internet for being worse than the MW 2023 campaign. You know, the game that clearly was rushed and had these Warzone-like missions. So clearly we were going to avoid what didn't work and what clearly was a disgrace to the stories of Call of Duty. No, instead what we got was a filthy product that was concealed as a campaign, and instead what I believe is more of a promotion for their new endgame mode. The past few years has got me thinking that we've really been getting treated like crap with the story experience. So this video is centered on BO7's campaign, but also the overarching degrade we're seeing within this mode. A typical Call of Duty campaign was often filled with a variety of gameplay that helped push the pacing for what everyone is truly there for, the immersive story. Keyword being immersive. With no exaggeration, Black Ops 7 was so far from that. If you haven't played it yet, please just let me spare you the experience and show you what it was like. At one moment in the game, I was running through the multiplayer map of Yemen from Black Ops 2, fighting enemies with health bars. Occasionally, I had to apply armor plates. You know, the mechanic from Warzone that infected zombies, and now campaign. And the reason for health bars, I must assume, is because these enemies are tanky and are treated as a looter-shooter RPG almost. You're even leveling up the rarity of your guns and randomly getting perks such as increase to your health, damage, and all that. If it's sounding a lot like a Warzone or endgame experience, well, that's because it is. Just with the story being thrown on top of it. I'm pretty sure we're just playing on the future Blackout map, running around in a place that would never feel as immersive as a linear campaign experience. These kinds of campaigns right here brought environment variety into a condensed space that makes it really easy to detail each level to make for an immersive story game. Progression felt natural. Enemies weren't bullet sponges, and you weren't cluttered with UI giving information that does not benefit the campaign. Here's a comparison of Black Ops 2 from 2012 paired next to BO7. Stark differences. Could you imagine playing BO2 and having character portraits appear on the right side of your screen anytime someone was talking to you? Imagine Hudson talking to Woods during this impactful moment where you think you're about to execute Raul Menendez, but the plot twist is that it's Mason, your best friend, and it's just Hudson's character portrait you're staring at while he delivers his lines.
End this now, Woods.
And while you're at it, just throw a health bar down on your target with the name Raul Menendez floating over his head. And this isn't accounting for the rest of the cluttered UI. Sad part is that they give you options to turn it off, which sounds nice, but the game is kind of built around it now. You'll need a mini-map to figure out where things are because the game doesn't help you very much. Every enemy is now a bullet sponge, so it's hard to tell how much damage you're doing without a health bar.
Save yourself.
What? Black Ops 7's storyline was supposed to be a sequel to a strong story that was established back in our time of 2012. Instead, it feels like a parody, except it isn't that funny and it's a face-palming moment. Spoiler alert, but really I don't think you'll care about these spoilers. Very early on, you fight Menendez, who's a hallucination. We went from using his machete in a fit of rage in BO2 in a heartfelt moment to him throwing down gigantic machetes from the sky like they are artillery strikes. He was turned into a cornball with a giant health bar. And none of this felt earned, by the way. Black Ops has always been crazy with their dark twist, but this is over the top and not very believable. This entire campaign is just going crazy and is really just an excuse to do whatever they want with our nostalgia for the old games. Okay, this one mission I am about to describe is so crazy. Let me fill in the people who don't know about Alex Mason. He's the player character in Black Ops 1 and for some of Black Ops 2. Father to David Mason, who's our character also in BO2, but also in BO7. Here's a taste of what Alex Mason was like in a real campaign story.
They knew we were coming. That bastard Dragovich.
The Russian.
He was behind everything.
Where did Dragovich take you?
Russia. A labor camp. Oh, a hellhole called Vorkuta. Oh my god.
What did they do to you, Mason?
What didn't they do?
Seems quite captivating, right? Well, in this storyline back in Black Ops 1, he was a prisoner of Vorkuta captured by the bad guy Russians who would then brainwash him and send him down a path of extreme amounts of torture. Very dark and emotional story that earned its moments. Well, this mission in BO7 throws us back in Vorkuta as another hallucination. Alex Mason, who was once a prisoner of this place, is apparently the warden now, controlling the inmates who are literal zombies. We kind of relived parts of this mission that had us escaping the prison in BO1, except fighting back against the guild now, the main enemies of BO7. And it's just absolutely absurd. I mean, look at it. This game feels like someone was forced to complete their homework and just decided to throw a Hail Mary by giving ChatGPT a prompt. So yeah, we take this one really iconic mission that was helping forge a strong new story and basically just made a parody of it, reliving it in a way that comes off disrespectful and really ruins those events. This is canon and in the same universe as this, stomping all over the work that went into Black Ops 1 and 2, diminishing the impact they had on the universe of this series. Before this game, 4-player co-op was only present in 2 games. World at War from 2008, which was really amazing and a fun feature. Then in 2015 in Black Ops 3, a terrible experience and arguably the worst I've ever seen. Until now. Seeing the marketing of 4-player co-op returning for a 3rd time in a COD campaign was something we never see and I thought would instantly boost the fun in this story, as long as the game wasn't bad. But truly, this was terrible. Most of these missions I flew by insanely quick because you could just wingsuit from objective to objective on Avalon, the map intended for the Battle Royale, Blackout, and that really is the problem. The 4-player co-op is really just for a playthrough of something that isn't a true campaign. It's open world missions that have little sense of story, and I look around this map and just don't think anything of it. It's just a bland world with no rich environments. Here's another comparison of looking around a level in the older Black Ops games to what it is now. It's a downgrade, tremendously. I talked about the in-game cutscenes, and even those look washed out and it has no mood. Why is there a downgrade in this department? The CGI cutscenes, or whatever the official term would be for these, are really the only times I would give this story more of my attention. But it was still balls to the walls crazy because this plot just really makes no sense. But the little cool moments with an old character like Harper was ruined because some random people who were never in your game before this moment are suddenly here and able to blabber all while a story moment is happening. What kind of mess is that? For the most part, I just felt duped. A sequel to the amazing story of BO2 after 13 years of waiting. Return of great characters. A way to possibly fix the gap between BO2 and 3. And then a 4-player co-op as a rare treat. None of what I said there was executed great, or even good. I ended up just playing solo, which the story acts as if your 4-man JSOC team is with you the entire time. You know, the main cast of characters that follow you around. But the moment a cutscene ends, you're just all alone, and they will talk throughout the mission as if they are right next to you, and they aren't. They couldn't even bother having friendly NPCs unless they were zombies you were summoning from a portal grenade. Yeah. That sounds crazy too, because it really is nuts. This is a real thing and there is no exaggeration here. Stop crossing over the zombies, Warzone, Blackout, and multiplayer universes. especially in campaign. It was cool how they added zombies in Cold War because it was a one-off moment that made sense in this mind-bending campaign. It didn't feel over the top or forced in there, and it was genuinely used as a moment to disturb the player and executed itself nicely. It should have stopped being used right after that. There's no doubt in my mind that this is up there as one of the worst COD campaigns, and honestly, it stings the most because the advertising made it seem like it'd make for at least a decent experience. So let's recap a bit. A campaign set in a blackout map, random people talking during your cutscenes, the entire playthrough being absolute manic hallucinations that took opportunities to strike at our nostalgia, but instead hurt those memories. 4-player co-op for an experience that was more destined for their extraction mode, and a sloppy plot that gave no real reason to the player to feel any sort of way other than to be sad for this series. It would have been better if this was just cut and the endgame mode was there to replace the campaign. People would have been upset, but it would have been way better than what we got here. An utter disappointment and stain on the great stories that came before.